Do you have a great idea for a book but don't know how to get it published? Are you ready to fulfill your dream and become a published author? If you have great ideas running in your head, or your book is already written but you have no idea what to do next, what steps to take, if you feel like it's your time and you deserve to get your book published, you better keep listening. I'm Nathaniel. I moved to the US about 7.5 years ago with 2 young children. My daughter was born here. Since I'm a pastry chef, I came up with this great idea how to teach baking and cooking classes for young children. And my daughter's daycare was my first client. While I was teaching baking and cooking classes for children, I came up with an idea for a children's cookbook. I wrote everything. I came up with great recipes and tips for parents. And once it was almost ready, I realized that I need to figure out how to get it published. I wrote a query letter and I sent nearly 100 letters to agents and publishers just to get either no response at all or no thank you, but you don't have enough followers or big enough mailing list. What can I tell you? It was so disappointing, it was so discouraging, but it was just then when I heard about Kindle and the option to self-publish ebooks. So since the cookbook wasn't ready yet, I wrote a children's book about my daughter. She loved sparkly things. And I wrote a short book about her. I found an illustrator and my book was ready in about 6 weeks. When the book was ready and I hit the publish button, I felt so good. And you too deserve to feel that way. It's just so exciting. It's so much fun to know that your book is going to be e-published in less than 24 hours. To make a long story short, my book became #1 bestseller for more than 16 weeks and sold over 30,000 copies in less than 5 months. I had great success, and since I love helping people, I would love to help you publish your book. I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between e-publishing and traditional publishing because I believe every author should have control over their work. You don't want somebody else to have all the rights for your book, but you're still going to have to do all the promotions and put so much time and effort just to let people know that your book is out there. So what do you need to know about e-publishing? First of all, e-publishing is self-publishing, which means you need to do everything by yourself. There's no publisher to do the work for you. You need to figure out so many things by yourself, and it's your job. It is self-publishing. When we talk about ebook, we're talking about electronic or digital books, which means no papers. We don't have to print anything. We don't have to use papers. And the platforms that we use to publish those books are first Amazon, then we have Kobo, Smashwords, iBooks, and so on. And I'm specialized with Amazon, so I'm going to talk about it during this video and the next videos. So how do you read ebooks? First of all, you can use the Kindle app. The great thing about Kindle is that the app is free and you can actually download it to any device you have. It can be your computer, can be a tablet, your cell phone, and you can download hundreds of books and read them whenever you want, wherever you are. And that's what I love about it. It's free. You don't have to own a Kindle in order to download books from Amazon. When I'm talking about traditional publishing, it is very important to know what I'm talking about. So first of all, I'm talking about the big publishing houses, that so many of them are located in New York City. I live in New Jersey, and even though most of them are just 30 minutes away, it is so far because it's almost impossible to get a deal with a big publishing house. I'm also talking about hard copies because when you're talking traditional publishing, You're talking hard copies. You have to print the books. That's the way it is. So there's a lot of hassle around that, and there are many expenses around actually printing the books and using papers and shipping. I'm going to talk more about it later. And we're talking about long process because, as I mentioned a little earlier, first you have to write a query letter and then send it to an agent or a publisher. And if you get lucky, you get an agent. But that agent still needs to sell your book to a big publisher, and that takes time. I spent nearly 18 months just around that, writing the best letter and sending it out and waiting for responses. So you're spending either 2, 3, or 4 years with the big publishing houses. Let's talk about time. So I mentioned that with a traditional publisher, it can take years until your book is actually out there on the shelves. E-publishing, once your book is ready and you format it for the device that you want to sell it on, it would take probably 24 hours, but sometimes it actually takes less. So for me, when my book is ready, I know it's going to be out there the next day. That's amazing, and that's so exciting because you're not wasting any time. So what's the big deal? Publishing houses are actually a business and they want to make money. So the big publishing houses, they need to make sure that they choose the books with the most chances to sell. It's their business. They want to make sure that they're going to make money, or at least not going to lose money. And the truth is that most times they're not going to get their money back. And let's talk about e-publishing, self-publishing. So how self-publishing is different than going with a traditional publisher. First of all, you don't need to invest as much money because you don't need to actually go into print. You don't need to pay for papers and shipping. You end up putting less money than the big publishing houses. As authors, we have different goals. It's not always about making money. Of course, it's great. I would love you to make money, but no one can tell you if your book is going to be a success or not. So we have different goals. My goal, for example, is to empower children, and I get to do that through my books. As some people have a different goal. Let's say you're a business owner, you want to publish a book to be able to sell it to your clients, and maybe to position yourself as an expert or to get more clients. So it's not all about money. And because you don't invest as much, there's a good chance you're gonna get your investment back. So how can you tell if e-publishing is the right choice for you? First of all, you need to be a hard worker because it takes time, it takes effort, and you have to do all the work by yourself. Of course, you can get help, and we're going to talk about it in the next videos. But you still need to put the time and a lot of effort into creating and promoting the book. Not only you need to be a hard worker, you need to be self-motivated. If the online world doesn't scare you, so e-publishing is for you. Because when I'm talking e-publishing, I'm talking about working online. You have to open an account, and most of the promotion you're gonna do is online. So if it doesn't scare you, this is the best option for you. So this is basically it. I truly believe that the right way for budding authors is to go and self-publish their books, and the easiest way is actually to e-publish. I know some of you might ask yourself, but it's so much better to get a big publisher and they'll do all the work for us and we're gonna get paid even before the book is published. So reality is that, and it's almost impossible to find a publisher to say yes to your project because they are the one who actually put the money into the project and they want to make sure that they're going to get their money back. So I don't want you to go through all that hassle and waste years just figuring out that it is almost impossible to find a publisher. There's a better way now. You can actually go online, and publish your book with Amazon. What's so exciting about it is that once you hit the publish button, your book is available in less than 24 hours. And that's just amazing. I tried to get a publisher. 3 years ago, I was so sure this is the only way to go. And I wasn't successful doing that, even though I got great responses that my idea is great. But then when sending the book proposal, they said, you don't have enough followers. Your mailing lists have only a few hundred people, and that's not enough. We need 30,000 or more than that. So the publishers want you to market the book. And since marketing is a lot of work, why don't you keep the rights for yourself? This is all for today, but I do have another video coming soon in a few days, and I encourage you to watch the next video as well, because I'm going to talk about keywords and how to come up with the best keywords for your book. And this is major, because if you want people to find you online, you have to use the right keywords for your book. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it was helpful. Please leave a comment at the bottom of this page, ask questions, tell me if you like this video, what do you like to see in the next videos, and I will answer all the questions that you have. Again, in a few days I'm going to send you another video about keywords. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.